tag. Very nice, very evil.
Yeah, that's tag shit.
Free fall as I dive through the kaleidoscope in my mind. No rope up to climb. Gotta remind myself that I'm fine. Mama, I don't really.
What up, you beautiful people of the IWC and the Tag Nation? It is your boy ScooterRay, along with Lip Dizzle and the Heartthrob, Jaeger Bombastic, so fantastic. And we here with another episode of TMI, aka Tag Me In.
Yes,
fellas, how y'all doing? How y'all doing?
A little indifferent. But
Okay.
I can't complain. You know, there's no complaints on my end, but I am a little indifferent. But yeah,
There's a part of me that will get into it later. I'll keep it at that for now.
All right. Well, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. So who's ready to run this back?
nobody.
Who's ready to run this
Absolutely
back?
nobody wants to see this right now.
What? Y'all don't
Quite
want to
me.
see? Y'all don't want to see Hangman versus Mox for the AEW World Championship with everyone banned from ringside? Everyone next week on Dynamite.
We had the masterpiece of a match that was at All In. Why are we trying to do it again? Do these two want to kill each other? Is that what it is?
Well, from my understanding, it seems like it's just a regular match. It doesn't seem like there's any rules other than everybody being banned from ringside.
Was this like to prove that they're just good wrestlers and like I can actually out wrestle you? We don't have to have a brawl.
I guess maybe, I don't know.
That's the immediate cover that I could find for this, but it's not it's not bad that we're seeing this match, but I would have definitely wanted to see this in like a year. I didn't need to see this ran back now.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those things where it's like you get a masterpiece of a movie, and it's like you get complete thumbs up, everybody enjoys it, and it's like you fast track a sequel just because of the popularity of that match. The thing is, Tony Khan ended up getting his out with this because as bad as the road was to get to that point, the moment that you got to that match and the culmination of everything was beautiful. Like, you can excuse most of the stuff, like not all of it, of course, but you can excuse most of it because of how good the match, the segments in between, everything was. Like that, the immediate build, from between the last maybe month and a half before All In up to that point, redeemed a lot of stuff. And you had an out to where you can easily just go away from this. And the issue with this is that, well, Tony Khan basically went back and he took maybe 5 steps back, because now you're just giving us stale ass booking now. And this isn't necessary. Like, you could have easily taken the Death Riders off of TV. Now we're about to get more of the same, because we're going to pivot from this and then go to Will Ospreay with the Death Riders. So the Death Riders aren't going anywhere. So
are we going to Ospreay or Darby? Because it's going to teasing him already.
Well, the thing is with Ospreay talking about how he was going to come back and he's basically got it out for the Death Riders, I'm assuming that he's going to try to get them back for stuff. So they ain't going anywhere between now and the time that Ospreay is actually cleared. So we got some stuff ahead, unfortunately.
Some stuff.
I just don't know what's the point of this though. Like, this makes no sense to me.
Sometimes AEW do that.
They're not helping their case though.
No, they're not in this case, because once again, I'm okay with this if this is it. If this is it, we don't have to worry about seeing them no more. I'm good.
Well, then let me ask you this though. So if they do this and this is it, would this sully the previous match at All In? Because
No.
that technically
Potentially.
So the only reason why I'm going to say so, in my opinion, the only reason why I'm going to say no was because that match was kind of one of those means to an end type situation.
Okay.
And the only reason why is because since he had such a, pun intended, death grip on the division, it makes sense for him to get an immediate title match.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's the classic champ lost the belt. They get the first, they get the rematch clause.
It's not even so much of that. It's so much, I mean, he had the belt since what, October?
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, I see what you mean by that.
So, yeah. So now if Moxley had just got the belt in March and he lost it in July, fuck out of here. But since he had the belt since October and they had such this storyline, it makes sense to where, okay, if Hangman officially goes 2-0 on you right now, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And then he can just worry about MJF, which we'll be discussing next.
Like,
so
he beat you in the brawl, and now he has to beat you in the ring. And if he does that, then
fuck out of
this
here.
is essentially the double tap. But the thing is, you had such a great hit, like first shot, that this double tap, like, I don't know. I think I'm trying to make sure that how am I going to make sure about that? But anyways, I don't want the fans to get like super duper high hopes. I would expect them to be more calm about this, but these two keep wanting to kill each other. So who knows? The weapons will probably come out at some point.
I mean, I can see a rough bump, which leads to them two doing crazy shit to each other, but it is what it is. Yeah. But yeah, so I'll be okay if this is, because see, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. See, AEW, by the way of Tony Khan, is very smart. Look at what it says under AEW World Championship.
Yeah, everyone
who hasn't been ringside. Darby Allin. Darby Allin. That's the way out. Darby's up there at the Raptors. Moxley gets distracted. Bow, buckshot lariat. Hangman wins. Then boom, we can pivot to Moxley and Darby.
Okay.
I mean, on that logic, they can just shine a spotlight in the stands or some shit too.
Or that too. Because he was in the crowd with Claudio.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they're going to go back to his gimmick of that's going to be the quote unquote way out. Well, technically, Darby's in the Rafters. He's not ringside.
He drops down from the goddamn rafters. I was like,
I don't even think he's going to drop down. I think they're going to just show him up there.
All in, but
Oh yeah, true, yeah.
But
yeah, they're going to just show him up there.
Need to be done.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's going to be their loophole. Their gotcha to it is Darby's probably going to be the reason Mox loses, and that way Hangman can go on with his life. This swerves to Darby, and then we'll see from there. Because I'm pretty sure at this point the Ops is not going to forget what the Death Riders did, so that'll be Darby's backup. The Ops.
I was about to say, well, yeah, the Ops will definitely back up Darby. I don't see any opposition on that. No pun intended. But yeah, I mean, like you said, we could just have the Death Riders go off TV for a minute. Let Mox actually go be a parent.
I mean, I can see that probably after him and Darby, that he's going to take a hiatus, because that will probably So what I think will happen is Darby will be the death of the Death Riders.
Okay.
Because Darby's going to take out Mox, of course, in kayfabe, and to where Mox is going to be gone, and then boom, that's going to pretty much end the Death Riders.
And then the prophecy will have finally been complete.
Now I don't know if they all just go there.
Second born
Right.
of Sting shall
Like-
rise up and defeat
like,
the
I don't
firstborn
know.
Moxley.
I don't know if they're
Sorry.
gonna all go their separate ways, or Claudio kind of assumes control type of thing. But that's probably going to
okay
be
with
the
that.
way out. The way out is Darby takes out Mox. Mox is gone, and then boom, Death Riders is pretty much done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right.
Well, I
So
think they just don't know what
Okay.
to do with them after they disband. So maybe
No.
that's why they're not letting them disband yet.
not at all. You know what has wore out his welcome? Yep, MJF being with the Hurt Syndicate. Yep. It's already wore out his welcome. I mean, after what happened on Dynamite yesterday with MJF talking about y'all supposed to be helping me get my championship back and this and the third, and then Lashley hemmed him up. It was like, so this is the reason why I didn't want this shit in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, we knew this was coming. It always happens every time.
This is the reason why I did not want this shit in the first fucking place.
No, okay. I was okay with it, with what I was saying when we did the review for the weekend,
Mhm.
because I was like, if it goes this linked with what they plan with FTR, I mean, it seems like they're going that way. They're just going.
Mhm.
It's happening a lot sooner at this point, which
Yeah,
I
I don't know how I feel about that either. Too, that Copeland hired the Hurt Syndicate.
yeah, because it's
Like, since when was the Hurt Syndicate some hired guns?
yeah.
Well, no, they did kind of advertise a bit of a mercenary gimmick.
Yeah, which
Did
I'm
they?
fine
Oh,
with.
okay.
I'm fine with that. It's
Uh-huh.
just it's weird when it's a face that's doing it. That's lobbying for it, because it just like there's a lot of people that Copeland is cool with, to where you could have easily got somebody else to do it for you. Like, it just seems like here we go. Like nobody knows what to do at this point, because
I don't know what they're doing with Cope, man.
we know what they're doing with him. I mean, we called this last year.
What?
With him and Christian getting back together at some point.
I mean, that part. Yeah, no, that's inevitable. I'm talking about at the present moment, though. I don't know what the buildup is to, because we haven't seen Christian yet.
He's going to go find himself.
I mean, yeah, but like, I don't know if he was trying to censor himself, but anyways, like, in the meantime, he's attacking other faces and shit. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm wondering what they're trying to do with him at the moment. Until Christian finds himself.
Well, yeah, this is ultimately going to lead up to FTR getting the championships off of Hurt Syndicate, and then Christian and Edge titles off of FTR.
At this point,
they have one last run as Edge or excuse me, Cope and Christian.
Now, I was assuming that this was going to be a lot further down the line, but apparently they want to do stuff with the Hurt Syndicate. I'm assuming more so with Bobby Lashley, and potentially MJF when it comes to the AEW Championship. In order to do that, taking those titles off them, because again, what I said, I still believe that we're going to get MJF and FTR linking up, and this is the new catalyst to that. I thought MJF was going to be fucking over the Hurt Syndicate, just dastardly using them the whole time, but now that they pulled the trigger on this shit already, he's going to be spiteful and probably just purposely cost him the championships after this tournament. So
probably
FTR's winning this tournament. No doubt about it. But yeah, this is I hate they're doing it this way.
But yeah, so here we are.
We
guys.
always could be wrong.
Here we are now. Before we get to the next segment, Dizzle, I know you've been watching wrestling for quite some time. Jaeger, I know the same thing. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember builds to WWE pay-per-views being so fast-tracked the way they are now.
Oh, they're absolutely.
I remember that there were times where storylines got a chance to cook, and then the pay-per-view was the culmination of everything that happened. But since SummerSlam is next week, and SummerSlam is a 2-night, it's the first 2-night SummerSlam. Literally, we have 9 matches that has been announced, and they have been announced so fast and so quick that these storylines, other than a couple, but these storylines
are brand new.
Oh, this one happened on social media. I'm glad you said it, Yeka, because we getting right to it. Bam. Roman Reigns, after Monday night, Roman Reigns was on the treadmill getting his exercise in, and he was like, "Hey, Jey Uso, you want to tag with your big Uso to take on Breakker and Reed?" And Jay answered the next day, and then boom, here we go. Yeah. After the scuffle that happened Monday, this came about Tuesday.
I mean, this makes sense.
It does.
I mean, sure, but like,
Reigns coming out to help initially with the 4-way for the not number one contendership. It was number one contendership. Yeah, so,
that gauntlet match.
Coming in for that match and then helping Punk to an extent. It makes sense based on everything that happened at Mania and then the Raw after Mania. Cool. Jey Uso being inserted makes sense because of everything that happened with the bloodline, OG bloodline, and War Games and shit like that. Understandable. I'm not mad at it. It makes sense to me. It definitely is fast tracked, but there are elements of it that does make sense.
It does. It's just, just happens so fast. Like, it's just boom, 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 boom. And not only is it happening so fast, but it's like, hey, we got a week. Like, we have a week.
Yeah. Well,
we're supposed to fill out a whole other night.
Well, that's also.
I'm gonna bring up the rest of the matches after we done talking about this one.
It's a testament to the times now, because before you think about how wrestling when they were doing the territory things where things were rarely on, you would have to take time to kind of build to get other people to kind of see what was going on. The same thing when it came to Raw and Nitro, syndicated television, everything was episodic. You weren't getting anything online, so everything had to cook, just on the foundation of it, because everybody wasn't consuming wrestling stuff all day, all week.
Because there wasn't online fucking DVR or anything like that back then. Correct. There was just us getting together after school or during school going like, "Hey man, did you see Raw last night, or did you see SmackDown, or whatever the fuck?" Yeah.
And now those same conversations that would happen on the schoolyard or in the neighborhood are now happening immediately after Raw, after the pay-per-views, after TNA, after AEW Dynamite. Everybody's talking online every single hour of the day. So there's no mystique. So
shit, people are talking while the matches are going on.
Exactly. And the problem is that I guess when it comes to, and I'm only speak for WWE, I can't speak for AEW because AEW is on a whole island of their own when it comes to their writing. But I think when it comes to Triple H, he's trying to keep his finger on the pulse, and he's trying to get to everything before anybody else can announce and be like, oh, like how we are now. Oh, I think this can happen with the Hurt Syndicate. I think we're probably going to get this, whatever. He's like, fuck it, throw it out there right now. That's what's happening. Fuck what they're going to say. That's what I mean, that's me assuming. I mean, it could be something else, but I'm just looking at it from a widespread plane.
Yeah.
That's my assumption.
Yeah. But yeah, so this was the newest match announced for SummerSlam. And while we're at it, we're going through, we're going to run through the card as it stands right now.
Jump in real quick.
No, go ahead.
All right, just a little commentary on what Liv just said. It may be, or just on the fast scheduling in general nowadays, it may just be because WWE, like you said, having that finger on the pulse, but also paying attention to the fact that we have such a short attention span for shit nowadays. And
Yeah.
because we have subscriptions and streaming services and all that, a lot of people probably just keep up with WWE like monthly because their pay-per-views are every fucking month or every other week almost.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
I
can
bet
see
a lot
that.
of people just feel like they can just keep up via PLEs instead of probably watching the weekly show, just catching the highlights because, like we said, it's immediately updated. I don't know.
No, you're absolutely right. That
Oh,
does
sorry. No, I was like, because this match was also announced Monday as well.
Oh yeah, what's up?
Oh yeah, because Dominic, did the damn thing. Let AJ know he was about that business.
I'm
Mhm.
gonna say something right now.
Go ahead.
The more Dominic keeps on going through this transformation of his, the more I keep wondering if Eddie Guerrero was in fact his actual father.
100%. We saw the
Look
papers.
at this dude right here. I
saw
don't
the
even
papers.
see Ray in that face.
That's because we saw the papers. We all saw the ladder match. We know what was up.
Right.
Dominic Guerrero.
Right.
Didn't he
It
try?
does kind of.
Wasn't that part of his storyline? He was trying to change his last name, or if he won a match, he was going to change his name to Guerrero.
Well, no, it was literally Eddie made it seem like he got Angie pregnant. No, he made it seem like that he got Angie pregnant because Ray and Angie was, I guess, having difficulties, and he just got Angie pregnant, and it was just like, hey, I'm just necessarily giving you the child per se.
Yeah,
That was the thing, and then funny enough, coincidentally, the ladder match was at SummerSlam, and we're talking about SummerSlam. But yeah,
Oh, that's a good fucking connection.
yeah, the ladder match. And funny enough, SummerSlam 20 years ago.
I remember watching Little Dominic.
Yep, it was exactly 20 years ago of when it happened. So that's even crazier that pretty much on the 20-year anniversary, Dominic is wrestling this time at SummerSlam than being involved in the ladder match. Or being in custody at a ladder match. So
be a ladder match too. That would have been dope if it was.
it would have been dope. Let's see. So
Hey, we still got time. They could make it that stipulation.
Of course, another match that's going down in SummerSlam for the Women's Tag Team Championship. You got Judgment Day defending against Bliss and Flair.
Yo, shout out to Raquel, man. That image right there, Raquel is
it's dope.
Look, I've been saying it since NXT. Since NXT. We're also going to get for the WWE Women's Championship. Tiffy Time is defending against the Storm, Jade Cargill.
Not excited about this one.
You know why? Because they haven't built nothing up for it. They haven't
Also, because
if
now
they
we don't have to worry about Naomi.
I mean, they had one good interaction, but at the same time, this is basically face versus face.
Yeah.
For the World Heavyweight Championship, you got that boy, the Ring General, Gunther, defending against one CM Punk. That's going down.
It's going to be the sleeper.
I think so too.
I think so it'll be the sleeper.
So, from my understanding, from what I saw, they've been testing this match at house shows.
Oh.
They've been working this match. Yeah, they've been working this match at house shows. So, and I guess they decided to go ahead and bring it fully to the people now.
Good shit.
Who's excited about this one though? Jelly Roll and Randy Orton going against Drew Mack and Logan Paul. Who's excited about that one?
Let's go with a -6.
You know what I'm saying? Who's excited about that? All right, well, fine. in a
That's
cage match.
100% my bathroom match. Anyway,
This match,
In
though,
a cage
This
match for
match
the
was
U.S.
fun.
Championship, Solo is defending against Jacob Fatu. You
I
know,
definitely thought this match was going to happen in the last pay-per-view.
you mean
well,
like
I don't know why.
cage match or?
No, Jacob and Solo.
Oh yeah,
I felt like this
it
match.
was.
I don't
it
know
was
why,
India,
but
yeah.
they did have a face-off at one point. That's why I was like, "Oh, okay."
for the
This may-
women's Intercontinental, Becky defending against Lyra Valkyria.
This is gonna be a good one as well.
I think so too.
I think Lyra retains though.
Potentially my favorite match of the weekend, which I don't see how it can't be fire. For the championship, for the women's world championship, Naomi defending against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky.
Listen, WWE, this match needs to be the main event of night one. Don't put this shit on night two as the first match. You made that mistake during WrestleMania. Make this the main event of night one. Because this is the only triple threat on the card, right?
Yep. And of course, we know whoever walks out as champ this match takes on Stephanie Vaquer at Clash in Paris later on in August. So the winner of this match takes on Stephanie Vaquer in Clash in Paris. I think it's like late August or early September. I can't remember which one, but yeah. And then of course the main event of the night of the weekend, a rematch from WrestleMania. John Cena defending his championship against Cody Rhodes.
Wow, Stilly Blues against the Stilly Blues, huh?
Right? But yeah, that's going to be your big one for night two. Pretty much the whole weekend, you know. They're gonna see if but like I said, I think Naomi, AO, and Rhea are gonna steal the whole weekend. And possibly a close second is probably gonna be Becky and Lyra.
Yeah, Lyra's been putting in work for sure. I'm surprisingly excited about that, judging by how everyone was
Becky and Lyra.
Oh yeah. Because again, I was sour on Lyra before, and between
which was crazy.
Mania and this point, I've become a proponent for her. So that's happening a lot lately this year when it comes to
it is. You are. But but funny thing about that, you know what? Let's discuss that for a second before we get to the final segment the second to the last segment. But that's the beauty of like wrestling and sports in general.
Yes.
But if we want to stick to it with just sports, the beauty is you can see someone and not see that hype and not see what makes that person special. But when you get them under that different light, shout out to John Mayer, you know, you gonna look at them different. You gonna look at them different because look, what did I say when we went to NXT Tuesday? Look at me being fake because I wasn't the biggest fan of Mariah May, but I'm all here for Blake Monroe.
That's very true.
I mean, Dizzle did the same thing. He wasn't here for Everrise, but he was here for 2.0.
Wow. You talk about a blast from the goddamn past, man.
Yeah. That's an old receipt, bro.
That is an old receipt. That was Never Rise. They never rose because they got fired.
Well, and when they went to AEW as 2.0.
Funny thing is, we hated Stokely at that time because of that, but now we fucking. I mean,
don't say we. Don't say we.
Me, myself,
don't say we.
Because I mean, look, he annoyed the fuck out of me in NXT.
Still does.
because I loved him in NXT and I even love him now. Big Stoke.
I hated him then.
Motherfucker was cracking my ass up with the crutch and everything.
Big Stoke. But once again, that's the beauty of wrestling, is that though you may feel a way about a wrestler or something like that, you catch them in the right match or you catch the right interview or the right segment or something, you'd be like, maybe I was wrong about him or her. Maybe I was wrong. And then next thing you know, you a whole fan now. It happens.
Like, I wasn't the biggest, like, I thought like Mariah May was I don't know. I didn't know what to think of her like at first when she was Tony's like side piece for a good while. I didn't know when that turn was finally coming. I was like, all right, well, we'll see what the turn is like. And I mean, even the build up to it though, her adopting Tony's gear and all that shit was a nice progression for the eventual turn. I did like the run I did like her run to the belt, but her run with the belt was less than stellar.
Yeah, until like the end.
Yeah, exactly. For some, yeah. And then,
but you know, also to be fair, and I think this is what kind of happened with Mariah May. To be honest with you, I wasn't familiar with her in her Japan days. So, you know, I wasn't like watching when she was in Stardom and things like that. So, you know, AEW was literally my first time putting eyes on her.
Okay.
And
wasn't down with the sexy Dynamite princess.
Yeah, see, I ain't know nothing of that. Was my first time hearing that today.
Yeah,
so
I have not
you go
Joshi wrestling.
So, and I think, and to this day, I know they have gotten way better. I will acknowledge they have gotten better, but AEW still has a bad thing of not letting you know who is this person that y'all are hyping up. Because right now, Alex Windsor, and it's like, yeah, they say things here and there about Alex Windsor, but now here it is. We're seeing this woman who has a title shot against Athena, and it's like, wait, didn't she just show up like 2 weeks ago? What is happening? You know, so they have gotten better, but they still got improvements.
I think anytime they want to debut a wrestler from another brand, they gotta give you the same like video compilation that they would do like back in the early 2000s, like when they were debuting some like brick shit houses. They'd always have this like videos of him in the ring, or I don't know, like, insert name here, in the ring, just like wrecking people in like their indie circuit or whatever it was. Like, we need to get a video package like that. Like, we need to get the video package team that did like Kenny and Okada's video package and get them to do that for these wrestlers they're trying to bring in from other companies. Is where I'm at with that. Who knows? If Tony, if you're listening, go ahead and say the idea. I do want a check though.
Because like I said, I mean, because once again, I feel a way knowing that like they be making a big deal per se about some of these people, and then they come in and then it's like, yeah,
like that worked when we were bringing in Matt Hardy, when we were bringing in like a lot of well-known and established names that were just not with WWE anymore. You can't do that when it's like some badass Joshi wrestler. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter how good they are. Like, we're only going to be able to immediately see what they do in the ring. And sometimes it's less than stellar.
Yeah. I mean, case in point, when they was bringing in Tekla, they was doing all these little like spiders here and there, and it was like what's happening here? And then it became kind of that, for those who know, they knew. But then she comes in, and I'm kind of like, okay.
Like where? Like which Reddit? Do I need to search the Reddits for this thing here? Just go down the rabbit hole there. Don't do it. Though.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All right. Well, Dizzle, if you want to bring in the next segment, I don't know if you got the controls down there and can see the stuff down at the bottom, but
I can always see.
Okay. Well, y'all go ahead and
now we'll girl, I'll let you kick it off because I know you got some stuff to get off your chestity chest.
Oh, we're gonna let me do it first.
But I will say this: Hogan passed away, I believe, this morning. I'm not sure the exact time, but it was due to heart failure. I believe he did have a heart attack. If I'm correct, I could be wrong. People in the comments, do not cook me for that. But yes, we lost a professional wrestling legend of sorts. Regardless of what you think, how you feel, whatever, a legend indeed. But we did lose him for sure. But Jaeger, I will let you go ahead, and then I will finish off this segment after you.
All right. Hulk Hogan. Look, I'm gonna get the pleasantries out of the way first, so there's no misconceptions here. I do acknowledge and accept that Hulk Hogan, I'll even say he is a legend, and I'm not really sure what circles you need to have that in, but he is a legend of wrestling. He did carry the brand for a good while. Like, whenever you heard WWF, you thought Hulk Hogan for a good while. I don't think it was until The Rock where you saw another big name like that, like where they become synonymous. The Rock or Stone Cold, where they become synonymous with the brand like that. The Rock, however, has also evolved past the brand, or at this point, I should say. The man did a lot to bring the attention there. That cannot be argued. This is acknowledged and accepted. Now, with all that said off of my chest, Hulk Hogan also was a bigot, a racist, a man who just would not take L's for a good stretch of his career, just outright practically pretty much had it in his contract. He also did a whole bunch of no selling on top of it whenever he did take L's. And this is the one that actually upsets me the most, though, is that when Jesse Ventura was actually trying to organize a union for wrestlers in the WWF back then, it was Hulk Hogan who snitched to Vince and got all that shit squashed. Which is why employees with the WWE have only, I'm sure, recently seen since I guess Chris Benoit really seen major updates to contracts that they signed. But I guess since that period, there's been progress throughout. I don't even know what the hell the contracts consist of now. I haven't seen any interviews of where they break that down. Overall, Hulk Hogan, thanks for the work you did in the company. At the same time, you are a piece of shit, and I will say, good riddance, bud.
All right. Now, I have spent a good part of the day absolutely and utterly pissed the absolute fuck off for a number of things. For one, I am somebody with the toughest of skins, and that goes without saying. I can laugh at all the Hogan jokes. Matter of fact, I laughed at a couple of them, especially when he talked about, oh, well, Ozzy died. Hogan had to die because he wouldn't let Ozzy get over. I laughed hysterically at that. I laughed at the Hogan is the only person that can bury himself. Hogan's the only person that gives himself 3 count. I laughed at all of these. That's never an issue, to be able to joke at stuff like that. The issue that I have is when we get to the point where people celebrate his death. I have no issue with anybody feeling the way they feel about Hogan. That's a personal thing. You feel that way, that's fine. My issue has been with the complete discourse across social media. I'm not somebody who goes on social media. I can't fucking stand it. But I went down a rabbit hole today, and I seen something that made me just despise the level and the lack of humanity that a lot of us have. And I say that because people are fucking fake. And I say all of this because we live in a time where everybody wants to promote love and acceptance and equality and all this other stuff. But it's a fucking lie. Because the moment that you can vilify somebody to the point where you're celebrating their death because of words said, and I'm specifically talking about just words said.
Okay.
Because I can understand the politicking backstage. I can understand, Hogan with the union stuff. I get all of that. I understand that. But as wrestling fans and us from the peanut gallery, it's not something that happened to us. So there's no way that we should have a personal coin in this arcade machine because it didn't happen to us. Now, Iron Sheik, Booker T, everybody else can have that because they dealt with Hogan. I understand that. Them wishing death upon him because they dealt with him, that's them. Anybody who has had that incident, because I've never met Hogan, so I don't know. Even with Hogan saying the racist stuff, I get it. I don't agree with it. I think it's shameful. I think it's inexcusable to say what he said, because he did say some vile shit. Now, did he say it to somebody directly? No. Does that excuse it? No. But when we talk about canceling somebody, putting somebody on trial for something, as far as public opinion, and when it comes to the masses, the issue there is that if he did this stuff out in the open, I'd be like, yeah, this motherfucker is racist shit. That doesn't change the fact that he said racist things, absolutely. But all this stuff was leaked. And this not excusing any of this. This is still very wrong. And I hate that I have to keep disclaiming that it's very wrong, because we should already know that it is. But again, my issue is when you take something as insignificant as words in order to celebrate and wish the death upon somebody. For me, that's when logic completely exits the premises. And I say that because the offense and the consequence are not equal in that sense. Mainly because if we're vilifying somebody for words, and we're able to sit here and just be like, oh, yay, he's died, cool. It doesn't equal out to me, because we have people who has walked this earth and has committed despicable, inhumane acts to a number of people. And that is absolutely inexcusable without question. There's no debating that. And those guys and gals who have committed those acts, you can absolutely celebrate their deaths, because as far as them being exiled from this plane of existence, I'm all for, because they did something. This is the difference between that with what Hogan is saying, his words and all this other shit that make people feel bad, and the shit with Chris Benoit. If this was a Chris Benoit situation where everybody was like, oh, die, burn in hell, I fucking hate you, how dare you kill your family, how dare you kill your son, how dare you do this, that makes sense to me. There is nothing that Hogan did, regardless of how you feel about it, that warrants somebody praising this man's death. And the reason I say that is because we've gotten to a place and this is why I'm talking about humanity. We've gotten to a place within the last I would say at least 10 fucking years where we have allowed words to be the determining factor on how we feel about somebody, not based on their actions, but based on their fucking words. And this is the issue that I have. And huge disclaimer, and I may blank this out because we were at a time where growing up, at least for me, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me, because words didn't mean shit, because you took it on the fucking chest and then you kept it moving. Now, if somebody's willing to do something to you, then you dealt with it then. But words ain't shit. It's what you do with that after. And my issue, and this is only for, I would say at the very least, the 75% of people who feel this way, because these are the same people who will go online and say that you can't say etc. et fucking cetera.
Yeah,
but
I
then,
see why you wouldn't
but then
believe.
fix their fucking lips to turn around and say, oh, you deserve to fucking die. That doesn't make sense to me. And I say that because these are the same people that would not go to Hulk Hogan's funeral or be around his family and say, hey, I'm sorry for your loss. But your father, your son, your brother, your cousin, your husband was a fucking piece of shit. They'll say that shit online. They'll say that shit in their circles, but they wouldn't say that to their family because it's fucking decorum that you have at the end of the fucking day. And for me, if you're not going to do that to his fucking family, then why the fuck are you saying shit like that? Especially if you're the type of person with the words that I just said that would be deemed as offensive, makes you feel a certain way. That's the issue that I have with that. Now, for the people that don't give a shit about what the fuck I said, that would say that to his fucking family, that hate Hogan anyway, by all means, you're keeping that same energy. And I'm a big proponent of keeping that same energy across the fucking board. Do what you do with it. But when it comes to the people that's vilifying Hogan for the words that he said, this becomes an issue. And I say that because when does it get to a point where a person can then redeem themselves? Because understand that if we're just talking about him and his racist rant that he had, because he had two, these happened consecutively, 2007, 2008. Now, he did apologize for it publicly. Whether you accept the apology or not is completely up to you. But if we get to a point where we only look at that person for what they said and we don't give them a chance to actually redeem themselves or repent or whatever, then we're no better than that, because then what happens? He never lives it down. He never gets to a point where things get better, because then how is it that we can allow somebody to get better if we never give them a chance? If we just say, you know what, you said this, you can never redeem yourself from this. And again, I'm only speaking on the words, because all the politics, all the backstage stuff, that has nothing to do with us. As wrestling fans,
They're coming.
I can't, I don't know. I can't speak on that. It's not for me because I'm not judge, I'm not jury, I'm not executioner. I'm not anybody's lord. I can't do that. But to dial this back just a little bit, if we don't allow people to be able to repent and redeem and allow them to fix their mistakes, then it's almost like the opposite or the reversal of nepotism, because then you'll have people like a David Benoit. Now, I'm not saying that he's excluded from situations, but people hear the name Benoit and you shy away from it. I would assume that that's, outside of him having backstage stuff and being able to be granted in certain areas. I'm sure that's the extent of what he's able to do. He's not able to go into the ring or train or whatever because there's that stigma for him. And it's unfortunate. Yeah. Now, I don't know if that's the case, but I would assume that it is. And this is the problem that I have, because again, all it takes for each and every one of us is one bad day to just become the one thing that we state that we hate so fucking much. All it takes is for me to come on here and say something that's out of fucking character, and then bam, I'm labeled. Not the fact that I meant it, but just because I fucking said it. Because maybe I had a fucking bad day. But then how do we judge any of this? Because we can easily say, oh, well, all the guys that went up to Roxanne Perez's house or looking for her location, Liv Morgan's house, Sonya Deville's house, who's to say that these female wrestlers didn't say something about anything that these guys disagreed with? Does that make it okay for them to go to their houses and do whatever unspeakable thing? No, it doesn't. But if we're going to judge Hogan based on what he said and how somebody feels about it, then who's to say that we can't verify what the fuck they said or what they feel? And I know I'm going all over the place when it comes to that, but I'm just saying, when it comes to keeping that same energy, if you just go based off how you feel based on somebody said, then how can you then vilify these people for doing that unspeakable act? You have to judge everything the same fucking way. I don't agree with what Hogan said. All of it, as a black man, with what he said, yes, it is despicable. But did I take it personally? No. Would I rock with him? Absolutely fucking not. But I'm not going to celebrate his death. And the reason for that is because, rolling this all the way back, professional wrestling is the reason that we are all here on this platform, in these spaces. And without Hogan, definitively, and a lot of people may not understand what I'm saying because they may not have been around for that situation, but Hogan is the reason, whether you like it or not, that a lot of your favorite wrestlers are in the positions that they're in. For instance, when it comes to the golden age of professional wrestling, understand that Vince Sr. didn't want to go the direction that Vince McMahon Jr. wanted to go in at all. But Vince did it. Now, there's a whole nother situation when it comes to Vince, but that's a story for a different day. When it comes to Hogan, Hogan was the only person at that point in time who was able to become a global phenomenon. The only person to transition from being on, as far as ring screen, to the big screen. He was able to blend that to where you have The Rock being able to do it, Stone Cold to an extent being able to do it, John Cena, Roman Reigns right now. You have a lot of wrestlers, Batista, who are able to transition over because of that. Not only that, he made it cool to watch wrestling because he made it such a popular thing when he transitioned over to pop culture. At the same time, that same level of popularity allowed him to help WCW become what it was before the NWO, because he took the last bit of popularity he had when it came to the whole all-American guy. And then once that filtered out, then he had the best, not even close to being arguable, the best heel turn ever when it comes to the NWO. And that doesn't take off without Hogan. You do not get Crow Sting without NWO, without Hogan. You don't get the Attitude Era without the NWO turn because of Hogan. You don't get your Stone Cold. You don't get The Rock. You don't get Shawn Michaels and DX. You don't get that because Vince would have never taken those chances to let these guys express themselves the way that they did because of the impact that the NWO had in WCW because of Hogan. Because you don't get that you don't get that popularity with just anybody turning. You take the biggest fucking babyface that you have, turn him heel, make him the leader of the biggest fucking faction ever in professional wrestling. You do not get any of this. You don't get this domino to fall without the very first one, and Hogan is that first domino to fall. I get how everybody feels, and I understand it. It's not excusable. I do not agree with it at all because it's just not in me, because I have morals, and I understand. You say something, and you pay for that. You get what you give. And he's going to, whatever religion that you believe in, he is going to pay dearly by whatever biblical religious laws that you believe in. I don't have the place to say what it's going to be. I just know that that's what's going to happen, but it's not for me to say at all. But what I can say is that the same energy that I have for Chris Benoit and with his contribution to wrestling, Hogan has a much bigger contribution to wrestling, because at the end of the day, we would not have the things that we have now. Bullet Club would not be a thing without NWO. AEW would not be a thing.
Literally would not.
So at the end of the day, regardless of how you feel, and this is not to any of the casual people who just happen to know Hogan, who's going on social media and saying good riddance, racist, whatever, that's their thing. I'm specifically only talking about a subset of people that's professional wrestling fans and that's wishing the death upon Hogan. Anybody else, I'm not talking to you.
I was about to say, I was just looking through casual media, and I did not see a lot of people popping fireworks for Hogan's death.
Yeah, no, I went down a rabbit hole.
Okay.
But I'm only speaking to that subset, professional wrestling fans who have wished to death. Anybody else, I don't give a shit what you do. Now, the whole humanity thing, yeah, I have something to say about that. But at this point in time, it's only to professional wrestling fans, because you have something to owe to Hogan based on what we have right now. Because understand this, if wrestling wasn't as popular as it was when Hogan came into the game like that, it probably would have fizzled out. And it wouldn't have been as big as it is right now, or that it had been before. That's my thing. So
look, as a guy that didn't, as a guy that already just laid it all out on the table, both acknowledging all the success that Hogan had and also brought to the company, and all the, like, acknowledging all of that, God damn it, I lost my point. What were you just on? Fuck, it just completely ejected. It completely ejected from my brain, dude. Oh my god.
I feel so good. How we wouldn't have the things that we have. Talked about fans, just a subset.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah, when it comes to Hogan, like I said, I feel like how I feel about him, but at no point ever and you guys see me in the chats, I've never been a guy that goes like, yeah, Hogan. Like, I've never said that of any wrestler or any like person in general, like that somebody needs to fucking die. Like nobody, like, there's people in this world that exist that some might say, like, have an opinion on who might actually deserve that label, as you said earlier. But look, you can just not care if somebody lives or dies. Like, I didn't pay any goddamn attention to Hogan's like health condition this whole time. Y'all never saw me in the chat going death to Hogan like I was Iron Sheik. Yeah. Like, yeah, to wish death upon anybody out here, y'all, it's just, you don't need to be going that far. Like, if you're celebrating the death of this guy, look, like I said, he was a piece of shit who contributed a lot to the company and to the industry as a whole. But yeah, you don't need to be out here popping fireworks or like actually celebrating the man's death. You can just be like, good riddance. and then carry on with your life.
Absolutely. I 100% agree.
Yeah. Sorry if I jumped in on something there.
No. That was pretty much it as far as like what I had to say, because it really rubbed me the wrong way based on because I mean, you have to understand, any polarizing figure that does something, it's always going to be some backlash based on what's going on. And I do agree when it comes to like certain consequences that people get. Like, yeah, especially when it comes to you being a public figure, if that's the case and you do stuff like that, or something comes out, yeah, go ahead. If you're a company that doesn't agree with that, take your sponsorship away. If you have a television show and that television company does not agree with what you have, all right, take that shit away. Like, you lose those endorsements because if they don't align, then that's fine. Now, if you're a company that does agree with it, all right, cool. He keeps his money, no problem. But the public opinion is always going to be what it is. You're going to lose fans regardless based on what you do. And that's fine. I think that's par for the course, you know, at any stage. But I think because how things have gone, I've gotten very annoyed with when it comes to the level of consequences that people want to place on people based on certain, because it's almost like a law system. You know, it's like you have certain consequences for certain crimes. But I feel like lately, not lately, over the past decade, because of certain words, if certain things are said, now it's like you want to put this person in the same position that you would put a serial killer or a serial rapist or a child abductor, something like that. And it's like, I don't think those match up. I think that they should definitely pay certain consequences, but not the same as it would be for these guys. Because I think because again, canceling somebody, cool. You know, you want to dispute that shit, or you want to basically not watch their shows or cancel their shows because you don't agree with it. All right, cool. You know, you want to make sure that they lose certain endorsements, whatever. Cool. If it happens, no problem. You can lobby for it all day. I have no issue with that. You know, the fans let them know how they felt whenever he came back for I don't know if it was Saturday.
Sure fucking did.
Yeah, they booed him out the fuck because it was LA, because I know O'Shea damn it, what's Ice Cube's son's name? Oh, I know it's O'Shea, but
it's O'Shea Jackson Jr., isn't it?
Okay, O'Shea Jackson Jr. Because he talked about it. You know, it's like, and I get, like, if you feel like that and you let your voices be heard, yeah, we don't want them on our TV. Boo, get the fuck out of here.
Absolutely,
that makes absolute sense. You know, but the reason that I talk about the humanity of it is because, again, the people that you may hate, that's fine, but they also have a family, you know, and you got to understand at the end of the day, you know, somebody lost a brother, somebody lost a son, somebody lost a father, somebody lost a husband, somebody lost a cousin, you know.
Yeah. And when to capitalize on your point on that, I would exactly do like you were saying. Like, I'd say, look, I'm sorry for your loss. You lost a father that did all these great things for the industry, but from what I know, you can correct me on my knowledge, but like, he wasn't the best guy. I'll soften my language even, but if they confronted me and asked me directly, like, how'd you feel about my dad? I'd be like, yeah, he did all this, but yeah, and I'll soften my language with it, but yeah, he wasn't the best guy.
Yeah, I mean, and again, that's why
again, like, you're mourning, but like you're going to be respectful to the mourning or grieving family, but correct. Like you said, if you feel this way, to be able to be bold enough to say it online, you better be able to at least say it with your chest to a degree.
Absolutely, 100%, and that's just keeping that same energy, and that's fine. Like, I mean, again, when it comes to me, like, I'm never, like, again, I'm able to separate, and I've said this a number of fucking times, because whenever I talk about Chris Benoit, I get it, and I believe what Chris Benoit did was bad, and
yes,
I believe
absolutely.
so I praise his in-ring work because I separate the personal stuff, because, again, not to excuse
separating the artist from the art.
Correct. Now, I don't know why he did what he did. You know, I can't explain that. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know. And when WWE when they first rolled out the WWE Network, I was okay with them, like, whenever they had their, because they used to have time. For people that don't know, when WWE Network released, they had timestamps on the network, and when they had Chris Benoit matches, they never took the matches out. They just they removed the timestamps, so that way you can automatically just go to the match. You had to fast forward to go to the match, whatever Chris Benoit was on, but they kept the show the same. I agreed with that. Now, when they started to take the matches completely out, then I was like, now you're taking a part of wrestling history.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of wrestlers that worked with him that had great runs with him.
Absolutely. Now, but at the same time, I can't sit here and be like, you shouldn't do that, because that's WWE's prerogative. They can do that. It's the same thing with Vince McMahon. Yeah. You get to the point now, Vince McMahon is being eliminated from certain things. Now, if Vince McMahon, and again, I've gone on record in that the video with Vince McMahon and the whole shit with that. And I stated, because again, I don't know what happened, don't know what transpired, but if he did do it, he's a despicable human being and he deserves whatever he gets. And now WWE, because I guess they know more than us, they've started to remove him from certain aspects of WWE TV. So that's his consequence for that part. Now, whatever he gets later on, I don't know, but that's not for us to say, because we don't have that power. It goes with Hogan, goes with Benoit. Well, Benoit took his own exit, but you know, look, what he gets in the afterlife.
Look, if it ever comes to light that the stuff that we've seen Vince McMahon being accused of ends up being true, I'd say even then you may have an argument to be like, yeah, that guy should have probably died.
Well, no, and
I'm just trying to apply the logic from earlier. Like, this guy was a absolute vile human being, and you know what? If he dies, yeah, he deserves it 100% type shit. Like, you may find room for him in that category.
Correct. So when it comes to Vince McMahon with the Janelle Grant situation, if everything that was stated in those documents were absolutely factual, then yes, 100% you can
give that man the chair. Absolute freak. Anyways,
I would still recognize the fact of, you know, yes, let's go ahead and acknowledge the fact that he did some good stuff for wrestling, but at the end of the day, go ahead and get this motherfucker out of here. Now, I'm not going to celebrate his death, but I'm going to be like, you know what? He needs to pay for what he's paid, what he needs to pay for what he's done. Absolutely. Yeah. But I can't. But at that point, I won't be able to fault anybody for feeling that way and saying, hey, he deserves to die.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah.
Because that's different. And that's
exactly what I was saying. You have an argument for it.
Yeah, for Hogan, because again, Hogan hasn't absolutely, he hasn't actually done anything outside of, like, I would say, the rumored stuff when it comes to the backstage. Now, do I believe it? 100%. Yes, I believe that the backstage politics, because you don't get to a point where you are at this level of fame, because we just had this conversation about Goldberg where he has this inflated sense of his own ego. Hogan would have to have absolutely had a inflated sense of his own ego, and I would absolutely 100% believe that he did gatekeep and then stopped other people's pushes. I believe that.
100% believe that.
Do I know that factually? No, but no. I don't. I live in a world where that is 98.9% fucking accurate that he would do something like that. Because if you're at a point where you're at the tip top of the fucking mountain when it comes to professional wrestling, and you are an icon level person where you have so much popularity, where you have transcended the levels of, you know, publicity that you have, there's no way that you don't get there and then try to keep yourself there whenever things start to get sour or whatever. And so whenever I think about when Iron Sheik has tweeted or posted stuff when he was alive, God rest his soul, I believe it. I believe that the Iron Sheik was like, yeah, no, fuck him. Everything he said.
I love his all caps tweets.
Yeah, but that's somebody who I say at that point, it's like, you've dealt with Hogan in a personal light. You understand what you've gone through with him. You have every fucking right to say what you have to say. If you want to wish death upon him, that's fine, because that's you. You actually, like, I've seen you with him. you know.
Yeah.
But again, that was for a subset of people. As far as my rant goes, just for fans of professional wrestling who specifically celebrated and wished death upon Hogan. That was that. Because again, now if you're a fan who's dealt with Hogan and you had an issue with him, then hey, by all means, have at it. But I'm just talking about everybody from the bleachers who's talking about that. I'm only speaking to you. Anybody else, if you feel the way that you feel, hey, have at it. But if you're a professional wrestling fan, you have to recognize the impact that Hogan has had, regardless of how you feel. Because at the end of the day, if you're watching professional wrestling right now, there would be nothing for you to enjoy without his impact. Period, point blank, plain and simple. So
I may have seen Hogan in Rocky 3.
Oh,
wait,
Thunder
was it
Lips?
3?
Yeah, Thunder
Yeah.
Lips.
Yeah, I may have seen Hogan in Rocky 3 before I actually saw him on TV.
Really?
Like in wrestling. Because, like, I'm trying to, like, gauge back to, like, when I started watching casually. Because otherwise I would just be catching events. Because my parents, when I was just, like, little, were just like, nah, you don't need to be watching this shit. You're going to end up doing all these, like, jumps and dives or whatever. They were correct to a degree. But like, yeah. So yeah, I may have seen actually Hogan and Rocky 3 before I saw him in the ring. I'll just say though that when he kind of broke the wall, the fourth wall for me a little bit on the kayfabe, when he did his return run with Cena, like what was that in 2003? I don't know, when he had his little return run and he came back.
I think it was like 02
might have been the beginning of the Ruthless Aggression era.
Yeah,
maybe a couple years in.
Because he was tag champs with Edge. Actually, no, you're right. 2002. He was tag champs with Edge. He was the WWE champion.
Yeah.
Yep.
So on 2 occasions, one, practically every match he had, because even as a kid, I'm looking at Hulk Hogan and like, I know he's a legend, but I'm like, on one hand, this man is old and he's over here like no selling finishers. And I'm just like, as a kid looking at it back then, I was both like the starry-eyed, like, he's invincible, but then also like, wait, he's old as shit. Like even back then he looked old as shit, even though he wasn't. But yeah, I was like, this, I don't know, like, how's old man doing this stuff? The same questions that I had whenever I would watch Ric Flair wrestle when he was Evolution.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that moment, and then also because they, for some fucking reason, did a backstage segment in the middle of Hogan using the clothing scissors and cutting the neck of his shirt that he he always tears his shirt. Yeah. So I always thought he always did that shit just unedited, and like, I thought, damn, this man is strong, because I've tried to do that and that shit just doesn't work. So I'm over here, like, so it kind of like broke the illusion for me a bit there on those 2 counts. But Hogan, thanks for the work you did, comma, you piece of shit.
That's gonna be a shirt one day, I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Thanks for the work. Down at the bottom.
Yeah.
You piece of shit.
You piece of shit.
Scoot, you have words on Hogan?
He said he did.
Nah.
He said he did.
Nah, I mean, that's all we got on Hogan. I mean,
all right.
I mean, whatever was said. I mean, we can't really elaborate any more than we already have. I mean, it's going to be a bunch of stuff that's said throughout either the weekdays coming, whatever. Especially since, as the saying goes, death comes in threes. You know, with Malcolm Jamal Warner, Ozzy Osbourne, and Hulk Hogan. Yeah, we're definitely going to get some discussion within that. I would hope that the discourse is not in a place where it's not warranted. I would hope that, I mean, especially if you feel the way, you feel the way that you feel, by all means, go about it. But don't do it in a way where your discourse lacks humanity. Unless, of course, you're in a situation where, you know, you've dealt with him, it's been a personal thing, and you've been accosted in a way. Because again, at the end of the day, words are what they are what they are. Now, if the action happens to you,
I hadn't dealt with him personally, but yeah. I mean, my beef goes beyond just the words said.
Yeah, true. No, and I understand that. And again, that's why I had to preface that it was primarily to the people that wish death, and then especially when it came to professional wrestling fans, because I was never talking about the people that don't watch wrestling, that just happen to, you know, post online and was like, oh yeah, good riddance to you, you're racist, because they don't know any better. You know, they're going based off word of mouth or what they've seen or heard or whatever. You can't fault people for that. When it comes to the professional wrestling fans, because there is a bit of tribalism when it comes to professional wrestling, and it goes beyond promotions. And that's the main thing, because we'll have a favorite wrestler or favorite group, and then they'll say something like, if we take the CM Punk Young Bucks thing, if we say, you know, or if somebody on the extreme side would be like, oh, I'm a Young Bucks fan, you know, CM Punk was wrong, he did all this, blah blah blah, fuck CM Punk, I hate him forever. Or somebody that's on CM Punk's side would be like, oh, Young Bucks are wrong, fuck Young Bucks, I hate them forever, fuck AEW, all this other stuff, where you just automatically go based off of what this person says or what that person says, and nobody has like a thought process of their own, where it's like you can have somebody who has never liked CM Punk after a certain point and was like, you know what, I don't fuck with you, something about you is wrong, but you can absolutely objectively look and say, you know what, well, I can see how you got into a situation with the Bucks or whatever here, you know, but you were still wrong in my eyes, but I get what you're going through. Or with the Bucks, it's like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I don't fuck with CM Punk, but you know, there's some issues here that you were probably wrong in this situation. I don't think you should have took it this way, or vice versa, where it's like, you know what? I don't fuck with the Bucks, I fuck with CM Punk, but CM Punk, you were wrong at this situation. Or, you know, the same thing with
or in my case, where like I didn't fuck with CM Punk from AEW, but I do fuck with Phil Brooks. I don't know. I need to watch more wrestling and a more like actual like Raw segment, or more Raw and SmackDown to catch him, because I just probably haven't been catching up with NXT.
No, but yeah. Either way, yeah. Shout out to Scoot for hooking us up with the Ozzy Osbourne pictures.
Yes, thanks.
Yes, I will gladly. Rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne, whole legend. Yeah. I mean, if you never watched the Osbournes back in the day, I mean, classic,
man,
classic, Sharon, classic TV, classic TV. I don't know if he's inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. I can't remember if they inducted him, but
I believe that
you know.
If they haven't, they'll definitely posthumously, I feel.
Yeah, definitely a whole legend out here in these streets, you know.
Ozzy.
So if you want me to say some good things to round this off, rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne, for sure.
Ozzy Osbourne.
He has ties in wrestling, and yes, rest in peace, Ozzy.
He was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2021.
Okay, I thought he was inducted. So there you go. Yeah. I will leave with that. Yep. Because I was told by if you didn't have anything nice to say, then you shouldn't say nothing at all.
Well, I mean, you can still you look.
No. What's been said between you and the Jaeger is good enough.
No. I was simply saying that I mean, to piggyback off of what you said. You can always say what you feel as long as it's 100% what you feel. Like
it is
thing, and you stand by it. Then by all means, keep that energy. And I say that to everybody, people that's watching, people around the world, whatever the case is. I'm a big proponent keeping that same energy. Just make sure that you keep that same energy across the board. Feel how you feel 24/7. That's just
well. Before we go to lighten the mood, if you are still here by the time you hear this show, these two gentlemen that are here right now are trying to come after my tag predictions championship. They trying to ruin greatness. They don't want me to be great around here on this channel. Apparently, people don't want me to be great. People don't want me to ascend to higher heights, because this is the thing, right? Not only are they coming for my tag technical predictions championship, but the gentleman to my right has the unmitigated gall to call himself the tag predictions GOAT.
Yes, that's an objective fact.
I am the only man with a double-digit title reign with the tag predictions championship. I am the longest and the shortest reign with the tag predictions technical championship. I'm the only man on this podcast at the moment with a championship title. I am the current Tag in the Bank winner, and he wants to call himself the predictions GOAT.
Do you not realize that I had the greatest tag predictions year?
I don't care about your 224-day reign.
You understand that?
I don't care.
I don't care. I won the tag. I won the Tag in the Bank.
I don't care what you think you call, but the fact that you're gonna call yourself the GOAT,
October 12th,
GOAT?
October 12th of 2024, I won that championship while holding Tag in the Bank.
I don't care.
I defended every.
I am the only one. I'm the one with the credentials around here.
You're right. I have the credentials. That shows that look, I have the most reigns. I had command. But
I'll be right back while y'all two are doing.
Yeah, go ahead, because I'm Grand Slam around here.
I have the most defenses. Tag defense.
I don't care. I don't care. Doesn't matter. The prediction. We'll see after SummerSlam.
We will.
We'll see.
We will.
And we'll see who comes out champion between Juggs and Leo, because something says that neither one of them might not, but we shall see.
I mean,
when it comes in. One of them may win, but they may not end the night as champion.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Hey, proceed with caution. Naomi has taught me. Look, in between Naomi and in between Nicholas Holt's portrayal as Lex Luthor, they have, between those two, they have unlocked a dormant gene in me that I realize that I am not hating enough.
Oh, so
I am not being healed enough. So you know what? The heel is here now. He's here. Wow. He's here.
You were such a man of the people. You kept calling.
Oh yeah, I was. I tried for so long. I was playing nice. I tried for so long, but nah, it's here now. It's here.
Damn. Okay.
He is here. And we shall see how it goes.
Okay.
Both of y'all, I know Jaeger stepped away, but both of y'all got a week and a half.
It's almost like less than that at this point.
That is true. It's like a week to figure it out.
I mean, I can guarantee that you ain't walking out as tag predictions tag technical predictions champion for sure.
We shall see.
Definitely
We shall see.
You're definitely not.
But I'm here now.
Who wants to be Scooter 2 belt?
He's not. We're not letting that happen at all.
See. This is what I'm talking about. See the conspiracy?
You see the way you say that, it does make it sound like there's some collusion there, you know.
See the conspiracy that goes on around here. See what I'm talking about? People that want me to be great.
When it's a one-person conspiracy.
Yeah. One person.
That's crazy, but it's fine.
Scooter.
It's fine.
Yeah, one person is that guy that just wears a tinfoil hat.
That's fine.
Scooter
That's fine.
Is what's going
That's fine. Ain't that your name at the moment? You have nothing to you at the moment. You have nothing to you but a so-called name. And yeah, I threw up air quotes. Y'all can't see me, but a so-called name that is in parentheses. You have nothing.
I saw them when you said it the way you said it.
So
I have all the cards right now.
Oh, don't say that right now. I don't like that.
come Monday morning on
You don't have any cards, Zip. I have all the cards.
Monday morning, August 4th.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they're gonna be Dizzle 1 belt. Scooter
That's
no
fine.
belt.
That's fine. We shall see. But you know what? The one thing you do so well,
Oh my gosh.
why don't you go ahead and do it for the people out there?
He hit me with that dance monkey dance.
Whoa.
only because we talked about, well, y'all talked about what you talked about earlier. I will not expound upon that. I will let it be.
Nah, I wanted to hear you pop off, sir.
Nah, it's already been a little racially charged already.
You do something.
I don't wanna feed into stereotypes.
Well, if you love it
Stereotypes.
or hate it, don't forget to rate it. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Leave all your comments, questions, concerns down below. However you feel about the passing of one Terry Bollea, aka Hulk Hogan, let us down below. It doesn't matter on how you feel about it. Just let us know. If you're somebody who wished to death, if you're somebody who praised the life, whatever the case is, go ahead and just have that conversation down below. If you hate that I said what I said, I mean, hey, it is what it is. It might be blinked out by the time we get there, but whatever. Go ahead and make sure that you
They might just hate what I said.
Well, I was talking about the
I know.
yeah,
You probably should blank it just to be on the safe. You probably should just,
Just blank like 15 seconds.
yeah, just to be on the safe. You probably should blank it. You probably should.
You could have it be comical though, and just be like, beep, 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 beep.
Well, let me speak to all the bigots of the world. Since you love what I all the bigots that like what I said, go ahead and tag the like button, tag the subscribe button, tag the notification bell so you can be notified.
Nah, fuck that. They don't need to be in here. Oh, fuck that.
Why are you inviting bigots?
Nah. Get
We're
them the
not
fuck.
inviting bigots.
Nah, get them the fuck all the way out here.
Yeah, that's a majority veto, sir.
Oh, my
Yeah, nah. They can gladly keep their asses away. And that's from the heart.
They can adapt some new heart conditions reminiscent of a Terry.
We got Scoot to give his 2 cents. Now.
No. He was completely right there.
Yes, to everybody else, tag the like button, tag the subscribe button, tag notification bell. Make sure that you tune in for everything that we do drop. Bigots not wanted, of course. I got to say that for the disclaimer. But of course, until you, sorry, I got to warm up the non-bigoted.
There we go. God damn it!
With a good old bada 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 bada, bam.
Wow.
Yeah, that is the saltiest too sweet for you bigots out there. That shit is sour. The milk's gone bad.
Until you see these handsome faces and hear these immaculate voices, we bid you all adieu. And until next time, you beautiful, 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 non-bigoted mother effers, tag the fucketh Ow.
Dollars make a way to make a change. Gotta be insane to make them same mistakes again. So I'm switching lane to lane.